Welcome back, fellow horror geeks, to my sixth and last review for today as I try and get caught up to 100 Days of Horror. This is CDGeek.com presents 100 Days of Horror, looking at 100 horror films we haven't seen leading up to Halloween. It's not just me doing it. There's all of us at City Geek, along with our friends, are watching one movie we haven't seen and posting our results at the Facebook group, which I'm taking and putting onto cdgeek.com. If you want to see what everyone else is working on, just go to cdgeek.com. You can follow the link there. Eventually, the link down below. Right now, it's be blank because, of course, this is live. Since I'm doing things live, because I forgot my SD card somewhere. I'll find it later, hopefully before I leave for vacation tomorrow. I was trying to get caught up before I leave, but I did six. This is my sixth one today. I'll probably do six tomorrow, and then call it a day. I'm going to wait. Because the next one up is Addams Family, and I do have many things to say about that, which I did like the movie, but it's going to take more than just a few minutes in this case. So I kind of want to do that. I want to eat and all that jazz. Feeding. We want to do that. But we are looking at day 80. We're looking at Mary Shelley from 2018. It's the biopic of who else but Mary Shelley, played by Elle Fanning, as she meets Percy Bysshe Shelley and their relationship and their friendships with Lord Byron and the other guy who wrote the vampire one, Gregory, whatever his name is. But it's not just that weekend where she came up with the idea for Frankenstein, but it does lead up to that. So it isn't, it's like Gothic, and there's a couple other ones that cover that. I haven't seen Gothic from Ken Russell. I know Evan watched it as part of his 100 Days of Horror, and he has a response on there. But this is directed by Haifa Al-Mansour. I'm not sure what else they did. I forgot to look up. I just wrote down the name. And written by Emma. I can't remember my handwriting half these times. So normally I had this part out when I'm looking. Emma Jason DeCini. And then with additional dialogue by the director. And it's a solid film. It's Elle Fanning, who is an amazing actress. I just watched her again. Maleficent, she did okay in that, but she was really good with like Neon Demon, and sometimes she's allowed to really like stretch her role and stuff like that. But she's really good in these blockbusters like Maleficent, and then as these character pieces, she's really good across the board. After seeing her in Super 8, it's like, this girl's gonna go somewhere, and now she has. Yay! But she does fine as Mary Shelley. She really feel her, really get that of what she's going through and her thoughts process and who she wants to be compared to everything else going on in her life. Everyone else is solid. I didn't write down any of the actors, but she is a fine job. She does best she can from the material. The material is a little lacking. There's a lot of drive and a lot of moving forward with plot. Like, we do ultimately have that time, in the mountains where she comes to the Frankenstein, everything comes from there. But story at various points could be like, we can add more here and cut off here. We can cut this part. Not really losing a lot. There isn't a lot of narrative drive to the movie. There's a lot of central conflict besides, whatever's going on with her and Shelley at the time, or what was going on with her and her dad. But none of it really really drives forward. And of course, it's based on a real life and real stories. So I do appreciate not making up some big overarching thing, but also with not having that, kind of makes it kind of trot along. It's like reading a biography without like, this happens and this happens and this happens, rather than like, something bigger that pushes her through. She kind of had not all that interesting life otherwise. I'm sorry, but I did like her, and that really brought a lot to the movie. I like the other performances. I love the look that they brought to the movie. It's got this dulled out look that doesn't really pop, and I don't think it really works for how she feels in her life. The production design was great. It didn't really betray that was not 1810 or whatever it is. And then there isn't. Thank God there isn't a lot of like weird ass hinting, because so many of these like biographies about someone who's known for famous work has these like random references and random thoughts. There isn't like, or it's the thing that like you see and like, ooh, that's gonna come back later. There's like a mention or two of like reanimation, that's just scientifically talked about at the time, but there isn't like anything massive like that you get often these type of things where it's like you see all the pieces come together and like, oh, I know that reference. We don't really have that, and I really appreciate that. It focuses more on her and what she's going through, and said she does a fine job. I'm going to have to cut this a little short because there's not a lot to go into detail-wise. If I was doing a written review, maybe I can get a little more in that. But doing these YouTube lives with my voice starting to go after doing 6 of these and kind of been sick lately. I'm going to cut it off there. I read this from the library. I'm not sure if it's streaming somewhere, but it's a solid enough movie. Nothing grand about it, nothing lacking. Kind of just comes along as its own. If you're interested in Mary Shelley, check it out. I'm sure Gothic is more interesting. There's also, I think, one with Hugh Grant that's apparently pretty crazy. That might be more fun movies in this case. It's not a fun movie. It's kind of it's kind of dull, but sometimes it works. And it's really notable for Elle Fanning's portrayal, because she does a fine job as Mary Shelley. Or just watch the beginning of Bride of Frankenstein, or the whole thing. This movie's amazing. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you back here tomorrow with a couple more reviews. And see you later. Bye. In that stream. I don't know how to show this shows up. Bye.